In this video, we're going to create our online shop using Shopify. We're going to see how to register and create an account on Shopify, how to set up the shop, and which are the main parts that we need to set up, like the billing address, the payments, and the privacy pages, etc. To create your own online shop using Shopify, just go to the website, shopify.com, and let's click on Start Free Trial. Usually they will give you like 1 month free or $1, which is not much. And so here you can choose all the default, like I'm starting, answer the question why you want to do this. Okay, choose an online store, and then what do you plan to sell first? I actually don't know if this makes any difference. So far, let's choose the first one, because I'm afraid if you put dropshipping, it will affect something in the setup or on the policies. Then I'll go next. Then here, usually you're United States. In my case, I'm in Hong Kong. And so just follow the steps. You need to give an email address, and it's very simple. After that, you are done. In my case, I already have a shop, so I will leave it here, but you can continue. So when you complete the registration process, you will be welcome to this page. And remember, it will look different because this is already a shop I have. It's a Y Monty, which I will rename. So the first thing we're going to do is to connect a domain name. By the way, at this point, you should have already your store name, right? And your domain name, which is important. We go to settings, to domains. As you notice, already have some domain already set up. I'm using an already existing online shop because it will save me some time. And but nevertheless, I will explain you the things you have to do, which parts you have to work on if you are creating a shop from zero. Let's pretend that it's new. And the first thing we're going to do is to connect a domain name. So here is it. My new shop is called it funkyface.com. It will be a general store hosted in GoDaddy. And click next. And I suggest you to buy your domain name in GoDaddy because it's really easier to do this. Once your domain name is in GoDaddy, it will connect to Shopify very smoothly. So it says connect your GoDaddy.com. All right, connect automatically. Then you have to log into your GoDaddy account. Then you just follow the guide in GoDaddy to accept connecting. I'm using VPN, so it shows in German or something. So basically, you just need to say yes to everything. And then you need to wait a little bit, and possibly the next day. So now this part is done. So you got a message here. Some providers take a few minutes to update settings, etc., etc. If this doesn't work, it gives you the information that you have to change in your domain hosting in order for it to work. I will back it up in case it doesn't work, which I don't think so. I did it last time and it worked perfectly. So we keep it here in a record later. All right, so we are done with the domain. Then we're going to start fixing the information. And the first thing we have to do is the store details while we are here. And then we are, in this case, you write the name of your shop. In my case, I rename it, but you need to rewrite, to input the name for your shop information, email, name, phone number, etc. Then you need to provide your address, physical address, which is important for question of taxes and payments. Your currency, US dollars, of course, your time zone. In my case, I am in China, but for Asia Post, I put the USA, which would be your case as well. And you choose the unit system. The shop will show information in these units. And the order ID, just leave it at that automatically. The next thing we're going to check is the billing. And then the billing, basically, you need to add a payment method for Shopify to charge you. Basically, add your PayPal account. In this case, I will blur it because it's private information, but you can add Stripe, whatever you have. And the Shopify will charge you here every month. Tell you how much we charge you, $33 after your first month of trial. Now we go to payments. In payments, you have an option to use Shopify payments, which is the one I suggested to you because Shopify will do everything for you. So you don't need to set up anything. Additionally, you can add others like PayPal. Because I already gave my PayPal account for Shopify to charge me, either to use it or PayPal. So the customer can choose. Mostly they will use the Shopify payment. And here's where you need to set up your bank account. because this is for after you get a certain amount of payments. Usually, Shopify will transfer to you the next day or in a week, depends on the policy. So you need to offer your bank account information for Shopify to pay you from the orders. Payment capture automatic, that's leave the default. Default, don't change anything here. I will go to the checkout. The checkout, important things to do is, and here you choose how to contact the customer. It means after they place the order, how are they going to communicate it? So to save the cost and just do it practical, just allow email. I think it's no need to send an SMS message. It will cost you, and probably the customer will not check anyway. So usually only email is enough. This is important. Show a link to the customer for track the order, because when you ship it, you need to input the tracking number, and when you do that, the customer will receive the email with a link. What else we have here? Customer information. This is when you are checking out. You need to require first name and last name. You have the option, but it's better to ask for the first and last name. The less information the customer is asked to fill, the better the checkout experience. You ask too much, usually the customer will not want to go ahead. So no need to include company name. In my case, it's up to you. That's line. Also, especially in USA, most of the ads are only one line. So you can leave the second line optional. But this is very important, phone number. By default, it don't include. But when you do a shipping, the shipping company will require a phone number. So if the customer places an order and then they give a phone number, you have a problem. You have to contact by email, so that they don't reply on time, and then they complain because the shipping is delayed. So this is very important. Put shipping ads phone number required. Marketing options. This is when the customer places an order and pay. Basically, when the customer pays, they will automatically be added to the email list. So you don't need to ask them, because otherwise it's more complicated. The customer need to receive an email for approval. They have to click and click again. It's not really a smooth process, and in the end, they will not subscribe even if they want. So it's better just add it automatically. Anyway, they always have a link. There's their email a link with an option to unsubscribe. So it's not bad. It doesn't harm anybody. And so far, it has worked for me, and no customer has complained ever. Tipping, well, I don't think so. As collection, well, this is a default security to validate against fraud. The Shopify will automatically check the email address is correct, because many spammers we fill a fake address just to you ship the product and they don't pay you back, something like that. And order processing, also this you can leave the default, which in this case is the don't fulfill any orders line address. It's very automatically, because the customer places order, you need time to verify either you ship by yourself or you contact your supplier, and then it takes time. And then you need to get the error from the shipping company and then start the tracking number. So it's better this do manually. When you have the tracking number, you go there, type the tracking number, and says fulfilled, and then the customer will get an email. So once the order is fulfilled or refunded, so the order is archived. So it will not show in your pending orders. And this part for now, just leaving blank, is in the future some extra code, for example, for Google tracking code, that is going to be used for remarketing. So Google knows which customer are visiting you, and then he can show them advertisements for a second ad, a tip ad for remarketing purposes, right? I can cover this in another video. And you check a language. You can add more than one. And check a language. Well, obviously English. All right, so now let's go to check markets. Markets, usually, going to start, you can add only one, or in this case, I have two markets. One is United States, and let's call it big five countries. You watch a lot of these YouTube videos about dropshipping. That's usually the five, like New Zealand, UK, etc., right? But in my case, I want to focus on the United States. So I will only use United States. I will eventually delete this one. You can check out the videos to learn more about 5 countries. So basically you set to more countries, but I just want to focus on United States. This for default, about taxes. So the next part we're going to do is the notifications. When we connected in the source details, we already input the contact email, so it's automatically showing here. And here, when you're going to customize every notification, for example, the kind of notification the customer receives, we can click here, for example, and we can see here order confirmation. So you can change any text, but as you can see, the Shopify already did it for you. Before you call 1 month, and now it says funky faves. Thank you, Richard. These are standard messages that if you want, you can edit. But I don't suggest to you, just leave it at that unless you are not really happy with that. So this is a sample order with the products I already have. Okay. So it looks very professional. And this notification is going to be sent under this email, company email. So you can check each one of them. But again, just for you want to have a peace of mind, and especially this is your first shop, I suggest you can check them. But I didn't change many of them. I just use the default templates. Okay. Also, these are the defaults, so don't to worry about it. Everything here I didn't move, so just leave it. Now let's go to customer privacy. Where's the customer privacy? Okay, here, customer privacy. This is very useful, especially to Europe. The cookie banner, this classic banner that you see at the bottom saying accept cookies, no? European Private Information Act, that you need to consent for the website to collect data. It's just formalism. So here's where you set it up. And also the same thing, that's the correction. So if, it doesn't activate it. So you're clicking here. You see, you choose which country, in this case, 31 countries. It's the default. And here you can choose the default cookie banner references. So just choose the first one, cookie banner. So that's the way you're going to show. When you go there, you see the message and they click to accept, blah, blah. You can customize like a color, etc. You can choose where to show. Just leave the default bottom center, okay? So basically you only need to say yes and don't change anything unless you really want. Customer privacy, okay? Then marketing settings, this is on by default. I haven't used it yet, so just leave it there. Data storage hosting location, well, for legal purposes, Shopify, you will use the server in the United States. You cannot change that option, so it's only for you to know. Finally, and is the policies. This is because Shopify will require to you have the return policy and privacy policy, basically, and shipping policy sometimes. Some of them, and also Google, when you set off Google Shopping, it will ask you a link to these policies. I don't remember which one of them is the return policy or the shipping policy. So anyway, it comes with a template. You see, you can have option to use the template. In this case, I wrote this manually, based on my old company experience. What we do later is to check that the new name is there. Before I use another company name, and now I changed the new name. So I will do is replace the name. For example, here, look, is the old email address. I will do that later, so don't want to waste your time. So basically, here, make sure that all these pages are filled in. Either you use a template here or leave what you have, what Shopify already added for you, and make sure the name of your company is correct, contact information, okay? Or you can go to all websites and copy and paste. And one thing I want to explain is the this comes empty, also has a template, but it's very basic. So what I saw in other videos is that basically you just copy the terms of service of Shopify. So you go to shopify.com and look for the term of service and just copy that, because it's pure technicalism. They tell you how the data is stored, how the information is used, etc., etc. I don't think people really cares, but is legally required. Shipping policy also is very important. As I said, when you set up your Google Shopping, it will require that. Also, Shopify, it will require to fill this information. It's very important for customers. And also, it's good for sales. When the customers see you have a shipping policy, they put more trust on you, and it's more probably they can place an order, and so your conversion rate improves. And that, to be honest, I'm in China, so usually I limit to 7 days. I would put 7 days. If you put less and the order come delayed, you raise the customer to complain and file a refund. And it's not good to have too many refunds because Shopify will start frozen your payment, your balance. So the best advice, keep honest and put what you really think the shipping time will last. And this again is manually. Again, you can put a template or you can put your own. So basically you need to state the name of your company, your phone number, email, okay, and your address. And taxes you have. In the case, my company is based in Hong Kong. We don't pay taxes on online sales. And that's it. And that's it. We had this video. At this point, you already have a usable online shop. And that's it for this video. That's the first part. In the next video, we're going to see how to customize the theme and also talk a little bit about branding. So if you want to watch more, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And remember, dream high, work hard, and never give up.